Multi-comfort buildings and the multi-comfort design concept are all about building and renovating our homes, our workplaces, our schools and other buildings where we spend our time in order to give the people that are using them the ultimate in terms of comfort, but also to improve their health and their well-being. Multi-comfort buildings incorporate the Passive House standard, so they give the ultimate in terms of thermal comfort and have a very low energy demand, just like Passive House buildings. But then they go beyond that by incorporating criteria that also gives users the highest acoustic comfort. So it's a really good sound environment for whatever people are doing in those buildings. They give great quality of light, particularly in terms of a massive amount of natural daylight, but not too much so as the building overheats or has any sort of glare within the building, and improved indoor air quality, which obviously is increasingly important as we're becoming more urban and more buildings are surrounded by busy roads and on-flight paths, and perhaps in urban areas where there are a lot of emissions and pollutants. Saint-Gobain developed the multi-comfort building concept because as human beings we're now spending up to 90% of our time indoors, and a lot of that time actually inside buildings. So we started from the premise that, well, buildings need to be designed for us and for the amount of time that we're spending in buildings now. So rather than looking at buildings in terms of how we can minimise any potential negative impacts, either on the people using them or on the environment, we kind of started from the other end of the scale and thought, well, if we had a blank sheet of paper and we were to design a building that had the best impact, not only on the environment but also on the people that are using the buildings, in terms of how comfortable they feel when they're using them and also how we can actually improve their overall wellness, what would that building look like? What criteria would that building need to meet? And it was that criteria that has developed into the multi-comfort building standard. We're working with a number of clients, their designated architects and their designated contractors and construction teams in order to build or renovate some buildings to the multi-comfort standard, so that it will give us the case study data to be able to show that firstly multi-comfort buildings are achievable, they can be built, they can be built and be delivered to achieve both the Passive House standard and the multi-comfort criteria. But then we are doing a lot of monitoring of those buildings so that we can actually get not only the hard data, but also the softer qualitative data from the people that are actually using the building to tell us exactly what it feels like.